Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be recreating this look right here. I posted this on my other socials and I got a couple of people that were like, yes, give us a tutorial. So here it is. Let's go ahead and get into this look. I'm gonna get started by spraying my face with the Covergirl Clean and Fresh Prep and Set Mist in Rose. I do have this linked in my Amazon storefront. The only one I could find on Amazon was Citrus, but I went ahead and linked it anyways if you wanted to purchase it. But this one is Rose. Next, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Powergrip Primer. I also have this linked in my Amazon storefront, and don't judge me because there's only like a little bit left in here, but I'm of the belief that until the last drop is gone, I'm gonna keep using it. You know, I'm gonna keep using it. The next thing I'm gonna do is my brows. I just got my eyebrows done a couple of days ago, so I really don't need to do a whole lot. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Benefit 24-hour brow setter just to get all of my eyebrow hairs going in the same direction and hold them in place. So to fill in a couple of gaps, because I don't have very many, I'm gonna use the Brow Microfilling pen, also by Benefit. This is in the color Deep Brown. And the applicator has like these 3 prongs on it. Here we go, I hope you guys can see it. It has these 3 prongs on it that give you just very natural looking eyebrows, okay? It just fills in those gaps. Like so, like that. In the words of Auntie Tab, you see that? See that? Look at that. It just gives you just a little bit, and it looks like real hairs because of how this applicator is made. Now I'm going to carve out my eyebrows, and I am going to use the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Full Coverage Concealer. I don't even know if that's the name of it. I just feel like that's what it should be. But this is by Juvia's Place. It is their concealer. This is in the color 14. It's about 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. And this is perfect for carving out those eyebrows and highlighting that area. I'm gonna put a little bit on a flat tip brush and go ahead and carve out my eyebrows. I like to use this concealer as eyeshadow primer as well, so I'm just going to drag that down onto my eyelid. And now I'm just blending out the concealer with this Putty Bronzer Brush by e.l.f. Once I have that blended out, I am going to take some 4-in-1 loose setting powder in the color Translucent by Pure to set my eyelids so I can do some eyeshadow. Setting the concealer on your eyelids before adding the eyeshadow helps to make sure that your eyeshadow goes on very smooth and very vibrant. If you put it directly onto wet concealer, the chances of it looking like gritty and grainy and separating increases, and it just doesn't look that great if you go directly onto wet concealer. So add a little translucent powder to make sure that you're getting a very smooth base. So I put a little tape on my eyes so this will help catch the fallout, and it'll help me when I start to do my eyeliner. For this eyeshadow look, I only used 1 palette. It is the Saharan Palette by Juvia's Place. Taking some of the color Jamila on a fluffy brush, I am just taking that, concentrating here, but dragging that all the way across my brow bone, and not necessarily into the crease, but it's actually above the crease. The next color I'm gonna do is, I don't know if this, I think it's pronounced Sokoto. Sokoto, I don't know. But I'm gonna take this color on another blending brush. This is the blending eye brush by e.l.f. This is a little bit smaller compared to the one that I just used. I am going to put that in this corner. And just kind of create this V shape, also going up into my crease. Then I'm also going to put some on the inside of my lid as well. And also bring that up into the crease. And then drag it across the crease like this. I'm going to take this color called Lulu, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply this shimmery color. Sometimes I find that applying shimmery colors with my finger versus a brush just looks better. Like, I feel like I get more color, and I feel like it just kind of shows up better if I use my finger versus using a brush. So I'm just going to pack that with my finger in the middle of my lid. And now I'm just gonna take that blending brush and just kind of blend out those edges. There we go, and that is the eyes. Well, that's the eyelids, because I'm not done with the eyes yet, but you get what I'm saying. Since I still have the tape on, I'm gonna use the tape as a guide for my wing liner. For my wing liner, I like to use liquid eyeliner. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner in the color Black. And because this is a full glam, I am going to be very dramatic with this wing and kind of pull it out a little bit further than I would if I was doing like an everyday glam look. But this is not an everyday glam look, so I'm gonna be a little bit more dramatic with my wing today. I was watching Patrick Starr do his liner on one of his videos, and he did not bring the liner all the way into the inside corner, and I was like, oh, okay, I thought we were supposed to, but he didn't. And I was like, well, if he ain't doing it, I ain't doing it either. So so I've just started kind of stopping just part way through, and then the rest of my eye I'm actually going to line with some black pencil eyeliner, and this one is by Rimmel London. It's called Exaggerate, but this is what he did, and he just lined the rest of his eyes with black pencil liner, but what he did was he went up under his eyelashes instead of over on top. So that's it for the eyes for now. So let me go ahead and take this tape off so you can see. Look at that crisp line. Woohoo! That is nice. That is nice. All right, I am going to take a little makeup wipe, and I am going to just clean up some of the fallout that I had, just a little bit of fallout just underneath my eyes really quickly, and then I am going to go into the underpainting. So underpainting, I learned how to do underpainting from Megan B Studios by a reel that she did on Instagram. She is now on YouTube, and so of course I had to go and subscribe because she's amazing at makeup, right? But I was watching her do underpainting, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. And so underpainting just kind of chisels out your face just a little bit more, you know, adds some more definition, kind of draws some attention to your cheeks and your nose and things like that. For underpainting, I am going to use all cream products. My cream contour by Alleyoop. This is in Stack the Odds, the cocktail hour, and here is my contour. Megan said to use contour that was, I think, 2 to 3 shades darker than your actual skin tone, and so this color works best for me. The contour, she did it freehand with just a brush, and I was like, I don't think I can do that. But that's okay, because I have the perfect contour tool. Okay, period. So one side is the highlight, the other side is for the contour. And so I was like, I'm gonna just use this to contour and not have to worry about trying to draw stuff freehand, you know? So anyway, so for the Perfect Contour tool, you just put a little of the product on the sponge. To contour, you want to start or line it up with the top of your ear and then follow the natural direction of your face. Now on my face, I have like a natural contour, if that makes sense, where it's like a little bit dark underneath my cheeks. So I pretty much just follow just what my face already looks like to know where to put my contour. So top of the ear, line it up, and I just stamp. Look at that, look at that. Okay, I'll put just a little bit more. And what I've been seeing for underpainting is they do like this, whatever this is. So the first time I went up, the second time to get that shape to go down, I'm just gonna flip it over and there we go. There's my contour. There is my contour. I do have an affiliate link for the Perfect Contour tool, so just check the description box because I will definitely put it down there. Let's do the other side. Line it up with the top of the ear. This is about where we are. Let's see. I don't know if I need any more. Let's see. Nope, I really didn't need more product. There we go. So got my contour. Oh, and then do the forehead. And I did not add any extra product. I just used whatever was left on here. So there's that. Now, oh, I forgot to do contour underneath here too. Let's see. There we go. Okay, contour underneath the chin. You could also do along your jawline. I'm not gonna do all that, but you could if you wanted to. Now I'm gonna contour my nose. Now you could use this tool if you wanted to contour your nose, but I feel like it's just a little bit too wide for my nose. So I'm gonna use a brush. This brush is the Expert Concealer Brush by Real Techniques. It's the brush 210. And I'm just going to put my brush into the product and just draw my contour along the sides, down around the tip. The concealer that I'm going to use as a part of my highlight is going to be the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the color Tan Neutral. To really snatch my eye, I am going to take some of this concealer and I'm going to very carefully apply some concealer right up under here. And this is, the brush that I'm using is just a flat tip brush. This brush comes out of a pack of brushes that I got off of Amazon, which is linked in my Amazon storefront. I'll put that in the description box below. So it doesn't really have a name, but it is just like a flat liner brush that just works really well in just lining right along my eyes to just really snatch that eye area and make it look really clean and really dramatic. And I'm gonna use the tip of this and put some down the middle of my nose as a part of the highlight. Here we go. Because this is a full glam look, I am going to use the applicator to apply my concealer directly to my face. I usually do not if it's like an everyday look because I've just found that it's just way too heavy for me to do that if I'm doing everyday makeup. But this is not everyday makeup, this is glam makeup. And glam makeup, you do stuff a little bit different than you would if it was just an everyday. So anyways, so here's my concealer. And this is a lot more concealer than I typically like to use, but it's glam, right? And we're glamming it up. All right. And then put some on my chin, right here. And there we go. I'm going to let my concealer dry down a little bit and then we're gonna blend it out. This is a makeup sponge by Uve Beauty. This is 99% bacteria free, is antimicrobial. It's just very good for your skin. I do have an affiliate link for this as well, and I'll put this in the description box. But I'm gonna use this to kind of blend out that concealer before I start blending out the contour and adding my foundation and stuff. I don't have to be that specific with the contour, so I'm gonna use the rounded side to blend that out. And really what I'm doing is just trying to make sure that it's like diffusing, that the lines are not so heavy and so defined, if that makes sense. So yeah, so see how it's like very defined in the shape, but once I blend it out, see how that just diffused that, and it doesn't look as like defined. And I do the same thing up here on my forehead. For the nose, I'm gonna use a brush to blend out the concealer on my nose. Very carefully, I'm just patting it. This is also a blending brush from a set off of Amazon. Y'all already know, in the Amazon store. But I'm just gonna use that just to pat and blend this out. Okay, another blending brush I'm gonna use to blend out this concealer along my nose. So now I'm gonna take my foundation. This is the NARS foundation, the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It says to shake it well, and this is in the color Caracas. This is a medium coverage foundation that is of course buildable. The more you put on, the more full coverage it will be. When you're doing underpainting, you do want to use a foundation that is a medium coverage, because the full coverage is going to cover up all this underpainting and all this work that you just did, right? So we're going to use a medium foundation, or if you did use a full coverage foundation, just make sure that you don't use a lot. And even with the medium coverage foundation, I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to use a whole lot. I have only seen people apply foundation with the underpainting method using a brush and not a beauty blender. I don't know how it would work with a beauty blender. I'm pretty sure it'd work out just fine, but I've only ever seen people use a brush, so that's why I'm gonna use a brush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip my brush into this foundation, and I am going to just very lightly kind of drag it. Let's see if I can show that. So I dipped my foundation brush into there, but I kind of drug it along my hand so that the product isn't too much on my brush. And notice how I am not putting foundation over my contour. I'm like going up to the very edge just to diffuse those ends out so that it looks natural and normal. And the same thing with the highlight. I'm really using this foundation to like buff out those edges and those corners so that it looks natural and blended. There we go. Okay. So I did not add product to my brush when I went up to my forehead. I'm just using whatever's left to just kind of blend out that forehead. And also to blend out this nose as well. See, I didn't even use that much foundation. See that? I still have so much foundation still left. It does not take a whole lot of foundation to go over and blend stuff out, you know? The last liquid product I need to add is my blush. And so you always want to make sure that you are adding all of your liquid products first, and then you can add your powder products after that. So the liquid blush that I'm using is called Rosey Posey. It is, of course, by Juvia's Place. If I can get it open, my goodness. And since, once again, this is full glam, I am going to go ahead and apply directly to my cheeks. And this is so highly pigmented that a little bit really does go a long way. But since I'm doing this, you know, tutorial, I'm just gonna go for it, you know? I'm just gonna go for, for really bold cheeks and really bold blush today. But my goodness. You about to see, it is crazy, crazy, crazy how pigmented this is. And I hope I'm not giving clown. I hope. I have all of my liquid products on. Now it is time to set and powder and bake and all that good stuff. So now I am going to use the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder in the color Ultra Pink to set my under eye and to set, I don't even know. We just gonna set stuff, okay? So I'm just gonna dump some into the top of this container. And I'm gonna use a powder puff, which I got off of Amazon as well, which is going to be linked in my what class? The storefront, right. And so dip this in there and let's go ahead and set this under eye. And I'm gonna set pretty much, so I'm gonna set all of the concealed areas. And I'm also going to set all of the areas that like move a lot throughout the day, which means like right around here, my laugh lines, right? When I smile, they usually tend to move. So I'm going to do that. And then, so while that is kind of baking, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eyes, or at least just that under eye area. And so I'm just gonna take the colors that I used in my Saharan palette for the eyeshadow look, and I'm just gonna use those same colors on my lower lash line. Brush off this powder right here. Let's brush that off. The Ulta Beauty finishing powder, lightweight finish in the color light to medium warm. I'm gonna take another powder puff and I am going to set again my under eye like this. And over here, down here. And then I'm also going to take the side of it, the side, put that in there, and I'm going to cut that right there. And that is just going to give me just that extra snatch on the side. There we go, look at that. So now I'm gonna use some bronzer on those contoured areas. This is the Juvia's PlaceBronzed palette in dark. And I'm gonna use this top color right here. And put some on my contour areas. This is going to add some warmth back into my face. Okay, and along my forehead. For my blush, Juvia's Place, of course. This is Blushed Rouge in the color volume 4. I am going to start by using this darker color, and I'm going to put that right above my, right above that contour. Then I'm going to use the lighter one on top of that, so that there is a, I guess, kind of like progression of color like that. And this brush and that powder brush that I used is also by Juve Beauty, 99.9% bacteria free, antimicrobial. And you can order these brushes and that makeup sponge using the affiliate link that I have, which I'll put that in the description box below. The last thing I need to do is put the lashes on. These are by Juvia's Place, Nubian Lash, is it Biba? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But these are the lashes that I'm going to use. Now, in the original photo that I showed, I'm actually wearing Kush lashes by Juvia's Place, but when I went into Ulta, I was like, ooh, these look pretty, so I'm gonna try these. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I am going to go ahead and spray my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. There we go, there we go. There we go. I like them. Ooh, yes. The right amount of drama, baby. All right. The last thing we got to do is the lips. I am going to be using the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the color Soft Spoken. For my gloss, I'm going to use NYX Buttergloss in the color Butterscotch, and I'm just going to put that all over. And I kept the lips very neutral, just very glossy, because I felt like the eyes were so like, woo! And I was like, I don't want my lips to be woo as well. So, I'm gonna keep my lips very, very natural and neutral. And I'm gonna spray my face one more time with, if I can find it, there we go, with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Oh, let's make sure this dries down. And this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. A couple of products and makeup tools I do have affiliate links for, so I will make sure to put those in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. I will also make sure to list out all of the products that I used, as well as the colors, names, all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you guys check out the description box for all of that information. I'll see you guys next time.